Good day to you students, I'm Joel.
And I'm Luke.
And we are for King and Country.
It's interesting that we get to talk about See You at the Pole today, because I remember when I was about 13, 14 years old as a homeschooler, I actually got the opportunity to go to the local school to actually gather with some of my friends, some of my peers for See You at the Pole. So this has always been something that has kind of been real close to me in my heart, because I've been able to see the power in prayer, and to be able to see when schools and students get together and surround that flag and be able to pray together, something real significant takes place.
Yeah.
Can you feel your heart begin to race? Can you see the tide begin to change? With all of our futures rearranged, the world will never be the same, for God is with us.
See You at the Pole is actually initiated by students and is also led and organized. So really it's an opportunity for you guys to step up. No teachers, no youth groups, it's up to you.
Yeah. And I think there's a great opportunity there to show leadership in your school, to say, hey, we're not going to lean on parents or teachers or anyone else to organize this. We are going to take initiative. We're going to hand out flyers. We're going to do whatever it takes to rally our students to meet on this particular day. And we want to help you walk through and kind of work through how to do See You at the Pole this year.
So you have to have a plan. For something like this, are you going to pray in small groups? Are you going to pray in large groups? Are you going to have any worship? What is it that is going to make your See You at the Pole special and unique to you? So obviously, you've got to have a plan, or else maybe it'll get a little awkward.
Legally, you don't have to do this, but it might be a good idea to go to your school administration and say to them, hey, this is what we're doing, this is the time we're going to do it, this is obviously where we're going to do it, just so that there's awareness, and maybe even that's an opportunity for you to kind of continue to rally leaders and teachers around what's happening. So something very important is to figure out where you're going to be. Obviously, if you have a flagpole, it would be an appropriate place to meet. But if you don't, or if it rains, what are you going to do then? You know, so have a backup plan. Have another location that's centralized in your school that you can say, hey, this is where we're going to be at this time, and you'll be rocking.
The best time for See You at the Pole to start is 7 a.m. That's what we encourage. But some schools don't start till 8 or later, or whatever that might be. Find out what that time is for your school and make sure that absolutely everybody knows about it.
So See You at the Pole always falls on the 4th Wednesday of September every year. So make sure you let friends know early so they can mark their calendar. Now before you go and start setting this whole thing up, it might be good just to double check that no one is already organizing and publicizing this. But if they're not, then do whatever you can. Telling friends to tell friends, really rallying around this, making an announcement. This is where we're going to be, this is when it's going to be. The more you can prep this in advance, the greater impact you're going to have on the day.
Certainly don't be afraid to use those social media outlets.
Speaking of social networking, go to SYATP.com, and that's where everything is. You've got artwork, you get flyers printed, all the information you need to make sure this is rocking and rolling is on there. So make sure you check that out.
Coming from two musicians, if you do have worship there at your event, let's remember that this event is actually not about us getting up there and singing songs, whatever. It's about the power of prayer.
I feel like one of the coolest things about prayer is what it does to us. It's so unifying. There's so much division so often in life, in school, in relationships, and prayer really unites our hearts, not only with God, but with each other. And that's why it's so important to have people there, to have a group there, because it's about praying together. You know, Scripture talks about where 2 or more are gathered, then I am in their midst. So having that incredible turnout where you're all aligning your hearts at one point and one moment is incredible. So after the event, when it's all said and done, we want to hear your stories. So go to SYATP.com and you'll see on there's a little section where you can leave sort of a testimonial. You can share your stories about what happened, how many folks showed up, and how incredible this moment was where you all came together at the pole. We'll look forward to seeing you around that flagpole or in that place that you guys have all set up to meet at. And let's lift up prayers together to God as one nation, as students honoring Him.
Let's see you at the pole.
We'll look forward to it. Cheers.